Hello, my name is Yaounde and I'm a graduate nursing student at the University of Texas in Arlington. This book review is in partial fulfillment for Nursing Leadership in Complex Health Systems, Professor Dr. Jeanette Crenshaw. The book that I chose to do my book review on is How Full Is Your Bucket by Tom Rath and Donald O. Clifton. Tom Rath, co-author of the book How Full Is Your Bucket, is a keynote speaker on positive leadership and is credited as being one of the most influential authors of our last decade. Rath, who is a Businessweek and New York Times bestseller, has authored 4 other books on effective leadership, strength, well-being, and the importance of friendship that have all totaled 4 million copies in sales. To date, the author is a global practice leader at Gallup, a research-based management consulting firm, who presently resides with his family in Arlington, Virginia. His grandfather, the late Donald Clifton, co-wrote the manuscript on his deathbed alongside his grandson. In his lifetime, Dr. Clifton was a World War II veteran, professor of educational psychology at the University of Nebraska from 1950 to 1969, and he was the founder of the online Clifton Strength School and is most famous for starting a human resources company in 1988, of which is known today as Gallup. He is also the creator of Clifton Strengths Finder, an online assessment tool, and the novel Now Discover Your Strengths. 1 year before his death, the author was honored by the American Psychology Association with a presidential commendation, where he is coined as the father of strengths-based psychology, and he is also known as the grandfather of positive psychology. It's also important to note that in his practice as a professor of psychology at the University of Nebraska, Dr. Clifton became perplexed. He wondered, why does the field of psychology study what is wrong with people? Why not study what's right? And this is the purpose of this book, How Full Is Your Bucket? Grounded in over 50 years of research, this book was founded on the metaphoric theory of dipper and the bucket, which states that each one of us has an invisible bucket and dipper. When the bucket is full, we are filled with positive emotions and feel energized. However, when our bucket is empty, we are just the opposite, filled with negative emotions, thoughts, and emptiness. The purpose was to remind this reader of the importance of taking moments, even those moments that seem insignificant. Rath and Clifton bring home the message that negativity, if given power, can kill. The authors also cite important statistical facts reporting that we encounter over 20,000 individual moments in each day. For every negative interaction, we should always have 5 positive interactions with a 5-to-1 ratio. And the idea that positive emotions can lengthen one's lifespan by 10 years. For the business sector and organizations, it sends a powerful message that regular recognition and praise can increase individual productivity, increases engagement among employees, and increases employee retention. It also increases a sense of loyalty to the institution. It increases customer satisfaction, and these companies have a better safety record that reduces on-the-job accidents. The target audience for this book is that it was written for everyone regardless of socioeconomic status, age, race, ethnicity, and especially for those who are in roles of leadership. And I thought it was pretty interesting that there's also a children's version of How Full Is Your Bucket for kids. The strengths. I felt the book was insightful and provides useful strategies that can be applied to everyday life and work situations. It was great for those who look for principles that guide leadership practices in the business sector. And it's an easy read that provides basic concepts that can be applied to real life and even home. And lastly, it can assist in strengthening and rebuilding relationships. The weaknesses that I found were that the strategies may not be practical in everyday life situations, and the theory is too simplistic as reported by psychologist Christian Perrin. And it provides no true remedy of how to deal with those who are innately negative. As stated earlier, Dr. Clifton spent over 50 years of his lifetime in conducting research that went into creating the dipper and the bucket theory. He used statistical evidence on the impact of negativity in the Korean War, which were strategies used by the Korean soldiers to destroy the American soldiers' alliances by breaking their hope. Second, he used evidence found in workplace polling that indicated that 65% of Americans lack recognition for their efforts in the workplace setting, thereby decreasing productivity, which is said to cost a staggering number between $250 to $300 billion yearly. And last, studies indicate that negative emotions can be harmful to one's health and can even shorten a lifespan. My recommendations is that this New York Times bestseller and Business Week bestseller, I feel personally that this book is easy applicable to everyday life situations. I have read the book from front to back, and I feel that it's easiest on a 6th grade reading level, and anyone can readily read it and apply it to life. And I've already begun to do so. I've started applying it in my workplace setting, home, and at church. And I highly recommend this book. And I thank you so much for listening to my presentation.